think I speak for everyone when I say Carnival. Did you make the room smaller? Are the rooms smaller? I need an answer right now. Come to the front and let me know. Did you take off a few inches? Please let me know. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Today I'm doing my honest, in-depth, detailed review on the Carnival Mardi Gras. I decided to switch up the scenery today. I know I normally do my videos downstairs, but I was like, let me just step into my office and do it that way. So here we are. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I'm on the road to 1K. So let's get started. So if you guys already don't know, I was actually on the Carnival Mardi Gras a couple weeks ago. I think about 2 to 3 weeks ago. From July 16th to July the 23rd. It was a packed cruise. It was over 6,000 people. We were at full capacity, okay? I've never seen that many people in my solo cruising experiences. I've never seen that many people on the ship. So this was very new to me. As you know, the Mardi Gras, I think, was only sailing for, I think, under a year, I want to say, or maybe a year. But this was actually my first time on the ship, and I can tell you, I had a time, okay? So I really just want to like give you guys my take, my review on the Carnival Mardi Gras. I actually have some notes here on my iPad. So I'm going to be looking down a little bit because I want to keep myself organized so I don't ramble. These categories are not in any particular order. I'm not gonna lie, honestly, I want to go back on. I'll just start by saying that I had a very, very good time. I actually spent the last 2 to 3 weeks recovering from that cruise, getting back into my routine, my workout routine, getting back into work. Oh, getting back into work was such a struggle. So anyways, that's neither here nor there. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Even go ahead and add some razzle dazzle and insert some clips so you guys can like see what I'm seeing as I'm talking about it. I want to start first with the entertainment. I want to start with the entertainment because this was the most polished, the most well thought out, versatile, very unique, and that is just something that I've never personally seen on Carnival ships. For me, you know, every ship varies, but when it came to the entertainment, some ships just missed the mark, right? I've been on a ship where they only dedicated the entertainment to country music. I think I was actually for the Valor when I gave that review. I didn't have an issue with it. At the time, I didn't really have an issue with it. But as I'm coming on this cruise and I'm seeing that the entertainment did touch everyone, like everyone enjoyed it. They had different shows each night. And the reason that the entertainment on here, I would just rate a 12 out of 10 is because like I'm personally into that. I love musicals, I love the glitz, I love the glamour, I love the way shows are put together. I love all of it. So I had a front row seat, okay? I was the only one. I had my one seat in the front every time. I like that they were just so entertaining. They had this is the first time I've ever seen people like in the sky, like doing the most. I've never seen that on a Carnival ship. Came to the stage. I love that it wasn't inside of a packed theater. I like that. The thing about when people refer to center stage on the Carnival Mardi Gras, it's the main stage, which is on deck 6, and you can actually, there's seating on deck 6, deck 7, and deck 8. And the thing that I love about the center stage concept is that even if you're just walking past on deck 8, you can still see the entertainment. So it's really hard to miss. And I like that it's just one focal point that people can just watch and enjoy and really get into what's going on. Whether they're coming from dinner, they're like on the way back to their room, they're like, oh, what's going on down there? And I love that about just how the Carnival Mardi Gras is just set up. And I'll get more into the layout of the ship a little later. For the most part, in those theaters, they were so small, everyone could not fit to see everything. So I like that it was open and people can enjoy the entertainment. Adding on to the versatility of the performances, I love that they had a different theme each night. The one night they had a Vegas night, they had a magician, they had a Mardi Gras night where they, you know, crown queen and king, and that was really cool. You know, you had your entertainment with the cruise director. He had his own like number, right? And so it was just so much entertainment. It was just so much it was very well prepped. They made sure that everyone on the ship was included, and that's always my main thing when it comes to a cruise ship experience. I want to feel included. I don't want to feel like, you know, even when it comes down to music, you don't want to feel left out, like you don't know none of the songs and the DJ's not even playing anything that everyone knows, you know. And I like that, you know, kind of adding on entertainment. Music was on point. Music was on point. I just want to say shout out to DJ Q. He really turned it up. The comedy. And let me tell you something, that they hit the nail on the head with the comedy. I love that there were comedy shows throughout the night. There were like 4, and some of the comedians mentioned that it was a repeat show, and I think that's what Carnival intends for it to be. Miss it if they don't come to the 5:30 show, they can come to the 7 o'clock show. These comics were so good that I remember I went to a back-to-back show and some of the jokes were not repeated. So I can honestly say that they were really good quality comedians. They kept us laughing. My favorite was A-Train. You already know, I mentioned that in my last video. So funny, he included everyone. Love that people can be funny without being vulgar or being, having a curse or things like that. I don't have an issue with cursing, don't get me wrong. But I feel like he said, he does clean comedy, clean fun comedy. So when there was a PG show or a rated R show or adults only show, he was still able to get both of us. Like, I went to the PG shows, which I never really do. I love that versatility of comedians. Like, that makes you a really good comedian in my eyes. Had Family Feud. This is the first time I've seen Family Feud on a ship. Comment below if they do this on other ships. I've never seen it done other than on the Mardi Gras. So, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that was so unique to the ship. When you go on the ship, you're going to see Family Feud, which you don't see on a lot of other ships. It's going in there, y'all. I love Family Feud. I love Family Feud. Like, I'm gonna try to guess all the answers. Like, if I wasn't solo and I had a family, we would have definitely. I'm not sure if this would add on to entertainment necessarily, but one thing I wanted to say, and I wish that I had, like, now that I'm back home and I'm kind of just thinking, I wish I would have went to those solo mixers. They had a lot of, I think every day they had a solo mixer. They had an independent travelers one, a single one. They had an LGBTQ plus one, but they had those consistently every day. And I do kind of regret that I didn't go and just mingle in that way and see, you know, if other people are traveling solo. I really did not go. And a lot of people on, you know, Carnival ships, a lot of people do not go to those. Like, I'm just gonna be completely honest. They're always there, but people rarely just go to those actual mixers. I think it was a way of like bringing people together, and I see that on Carnival ships, but not to this capacity where it's an everyday thing, or, you know, they meet twice a day. And I just think that was a cool way to meet people. So kudos to you, Carnival. Kudos to you. Next category I have here are the rooms. So I think I speak for everyone when I say, Carnival, did you make the rooms smaller? Are the rooms smaller? I need an answer right now. Come to the front and let me know, are the rooms smaller? Like, did you take off a few inches? Please let me know. Let me just start with the positives. The rooms were really, really nice. I stayed in a spa cabin, so I had access to the spa, the sauna, all that, the thermal suites, and that was a really good perk to it. Also, you know, y'all see from my vlogs, I love that damn robe. I loved my robe. And they also provided like different soaps and things like that. I didn't really use them. I have this thing about using other people's products on my skin that I don't know what's going on. I don't know where they come from. I don't know what's in it. Like, so I bring my own stuff in that regard. I really like my room. Like, overall, I like my room. This was my, for those of you who didn't know, like, this is my first time in an interior cabin, period. I've always gotten a balcony cabin. Even when I was on the Carnival Sunrise, I originally was in an ocean view, and then I got bumped up to a balcony cabin. So this is my first time in an interior, and then this is my longest cruise ever. So I was actually in an interior for 7 days. And I would honestly say solo, that was perfect. It was perfect. It was very functional. I love that there was so many outlets, places for you to plug USBs, things like that. There was a lot of closet space. The bathrooms were actually nice. I love that they don't use curtains on the Mardi Gras, which is a very unique touch, because no one wants to put their body against nobody's curtains, okay? I do like the organization that's in the bathroom. They're a lot nicer. Obviously, you can tell they've been upgraded. You can tell it's new. Love the mirrors. My favorite part of the room was actually the ring light looking mirrors. I think it was really good. Like, took on my pictures when I was recording, you know, vlogging, things like that. I love the shelves that were by the mirror because when I can sit my phone up, I really appreciated those small things. And I appreciate that they gave you a key for your light. I know if you're a cruise goer, you already know you have to put a card in to operate your light. So I like that they provided those small things that kind of make your life less stressful on a cruise. I was really comfortable. The beds were really comfortable. Normally, if I have obviously the king bed is two twins put together, but I didn't really feel that dent. And onto the rooms, I do want to make note that the room service is a little different. I'm not sure if that's just exclusive to the Mardi Gras, but now you're able to call at any time and order room service. Before, you had to fill out a card before, I believe, 2 a.m. order room service and put it on your door, and they'll bring it to you at the time that you requested for. So this time, as you can see, I ordered my breakfast. I delivered it to my room. They were there in less than 30 minutes. So that was a really good plus that I liked about this ship. I love that I was able to just stay in my room, enjoy the comfort of my room, and it was super comfortable for me. So I have no complaints with the room other than the fact of Carnival, we know you took off an inch or two. It's like they said, okay, let's take off some inches on the room so we can add another room on the floor. Like, that's what now we're gonna discuss the layout of this ship. So guys, this was a large ship. I know there's larger ships in the world, but this is the largest in Carnival's fleet at the moment. So I was actually unexpectedly overwhelmed by the ship size. I thought that I was good with this. I've cruised a little bit. I've been around. I know the lay of the land. I'm good. This is not intimidating. It absolutely is. This is a large ship. I think that I was on there 7 days, and normally by day 2 or 3, I don't know where everything is. I don't know where to go. They say come here. I don't know exactly which way to go, which elevator, which staircase to use. Not on the Mardi Gras. Child, I got lost so many times, and I didn't really know why. I stayed forward, actually. So a lot of what was forward? The theater was forward with the main theater. So where they have Family Feud, where they held the late night comedy show. And I meant to add that on into the entertainment. They actually had repeat shows, but they also had a late night comedy show at 11:30, which I did fall asleep. But that's neither here nor there. It was actually interesting when I compare it to a ship like the Valor or the Sunrise. They pretty much have most of their events in the same place. And while the Mardi Gras has their events in the same place, restaurants are scattered, bars are scattered. They're not all on decks, on the Lido deck. And that's a difference that I've experienced on this ship. Normally all the food will be in one place, but they may have food on deck 8. You know, good food at that. They have good food on deck 8 next to a few bars. Like, I like it in a way because there's so many. There's places to eat, places to drink. There's different ways you can go. You don't always have to be at one area. You don't always have to be at the buffet. So I love that about the ship. But it was definitely difficult when it came to just trying to find things. I really heavily use my Hub app this time. I normally, you know, look at the Hub app for, you know, my list of or agenda of things that I want to do that day. But I use the Hub app more for the map this time. Like, I'm looking at the actual map. Like, when I make a reservation for a restaurant, I'm looking at, like, okay, the restaurant is 8 aft, I'm 6 forward, so let me go up, like, I'm making a whole game plan to get there. I didn't really do with the layout, but because we were, like I mentioned, at full capacity, the elevators were packed. So I would say if you're going on a Mardi Gras, just as a tip, be prepared to take those steps if you need to. Like, take the steps. I took the steps a lot, and not because I'm a little, you know, fit and whatnot. I want to talk about the food. So I love the choices that I had on the Carnival Mardi Gras. The Mardi Gras has a lot of food on the ship. There was actually a restaurant I didn't get to go to, Smokehouse, where they have, like, you know, the brisket and the ribs and the mac and cheese and the pulled chicken. I didn't get to go there. What is that? Oh, Pig and Anchors, I think. Yeah. I didn't get to go there, but they had, you know, Shaq's Chicken. They had obviously the main dining room. They had Cucina del Capitano. They had Armil's Bistro. They had Chibang. Chibang was so good, y'all. Chibang was good. They had, what else did they have? But they definitely had a good variety of food. I would even say in the main dining room, I think the food was a lot better than I've had on other ships. I just think that and one thing I do like, kind of going back to the Carnival Hub app, I like that you were able to see the menu anywhere you went, anywhere you reserved, anywhere you checked in, you can see the menu for that night. So you kind of already know, at least have a taste of what you want to eat. So I like that very much. I like that there was a lot of options on the ship. I remember sitting at the main dining room, I think we were leaving Turks and Caicos, and I sat next to this couple. They were so sweet, and they were like, you have to try big chicken. I'm like, what is the hype with this chicken? Went there after. That chicken was good. They were on point with the review. So shout out to y'all for even. I like that they added the street eats to the food. I didn't actually get to eat there, but they had like different types of fries. You know, they have like a food of the day, which I really like. They obviously have Seafood Shack, their typical things, but they also had a panini spot I actually want to try. I was telling everybody I want to try, and I never got a chance to get there. So it's a lot of food, and these are all, for the most part, is included. Some things you have an upcharge, some things you have a small charge, but the fee is not that much for what you're getting. So I like that they had a good variety of food that was actually still included. So a lot of people that don't want to spend that extra money and they're just focused on having a nice all-inclusive cruise with all the food to eat, this is perfect. You have so much variety of good food. And I know people don't have a lot of expectations for cruise food. They tend to say that cruise food is nasty anyways. Look, the food was decent from my opinion. I don't complain. I'm not expecting a gourmet meal unless I'm going to a nice restaurant or maybe the steakhouse. I even forgot to mention bonsai teppanyaki. Go check out my review. That food was good. I was so full. If you're gonna go there and make a reservation, please go there with an empty stomach. You're going to eat and the food is gonna be really good. It's similar to hibachi style, and I'm so happy I booked. Another thing I want to add are the drinks. I think they had a lot of good bars this time. Normally on the smaller ships you'll see, like, obviously Red Frog Rum Bar. I did like that the Red Frog was two decks. Also, so a lot of things are there, but they're expanded in their own unique way on the Mardi Gras. I didn't have the drink package this time. I did order my bottle of Bacardi. But the drinks that I did end up purchasing from the bars, my favorite was the Alchemy Bar. Of course, that's everyone's. If you haven't tried the Alchemy Bar, what are you doing? They have the handcrafted drinks. The drinks were on point. I love getting a chocolatini from the Alchemy Bar. So that was just something that I appreciated. They had another bar called the Fortune Teller. It's a lot of bars on there that I didn't get to try. And the reason I was saying in my last video that I did want to go back on the Mardi Gras is because there's a lot of things I did not get to experience. I kind of want to get into, and this is one of those topics that I mentioned in my last video leading up to debarkation days, the cleanliness and the safety on the Carnival Mardi Gras. Now, I'm not sure if this is for all their sailing, so I'm just, like I said, speaking particularly for my sailing on July the 16th, 2022. We were at full capacity, over 6,000 people, as I mentioned earlier, and I would say the cleanliness of the ship was pretty decent. The staff were definitely on it as far as cleaning and taking the time to properly clean things and wipe down things. One of the comedians actually made a joke about it. It was actually funny because they really do. Like, you know, you might touch the elevator button, they right behind you, ready to clean up. So it's funny, but it's necessary, especially, you know, there's something else that just came out and we gotta watch out for that, and it's just virus on top of virus. But I would definitely say a lot of people on my sailing end up coming back home sick and coming back home and testing positive. It's a real thing. And you know, it's inevitable as you cruise, and especially when things start going back to normal and getting back at full capacity, you take the risk of catching this virus or getting sick. I know in my case, I actually tested negative when I got back, but I still felt a little tired. I don't know if I was just drained or whatever, but I just had to recover from that. Overall, like, my main issue when it comes to the safety on these cruises, and I'm not gonna say like you're not gonna catch it, right? And don't cruise, and I would never like tell people not to cruise. Like, I think cruising is something, just probably the safest place you could be at this point in the world. Like, you can go to the grocery store and damn, you know what I mean? But my thing about it is, like, you're in these tight spaces and you want people to not skip seats, and say if I want to feel safe and I'm like, okay, I don't want to sit next to nobody, I have no choice but to sit next to people. So guess what? I'm wearing my mask because we're just too close. And I wouldn't even have an issue with the mask mandate if people knew how to properly act accordingly. Like, I understand, you know, people want to have the delusion that this is over and we're good and I just have a little cough. Cover your mouth. Dear grown people, cover your mouth. That is so nasty. I hated that part about this ship. I hated that I'm walking around and people are coughing out loud, like not covering their mouth, touching stuff, sneezing out loud. I had to go off real quick because y'all are disgusting. Y'all are disgusting. Grown people. You know, I expect these things from children. You know what I mean? And even some children have a little class. My nerves were bad those last 3 days. People were out here, no regard for other people around them. I don't think we even did that before the pandemic. You know what I mean? Like, we was at least covering our mouth. Like, come on, it was disgusting. Like, I was so disgusted. I did notice, I don't know if I was the only one that did not like those touchless doors, those touchless restroom doors. I hated them. You wanna know why? Because every time I would go in a bathroom that wasn't in my cabin, I'm tussling with the door. I know it's for wheelchairs, you know, I get it. I get it, I really do. But the people that are not in wheelchairs, there should be some sort of like, if I wave again, close it, right? I wave it, we walk in. Got it, I'm ready to use the bathroom. I just wanna use the bathroom. The door is still open, assuming that I'm a wheelchair. My whole thing about the touchless doors is, if I get, you know, obviously you have to cater to those that are not able to walk. I get it. I'm very sensitive to that, and I understand, like, that's a really good method for people that are in wheelchairs because it gives them enough time to come in and out. But for those, which is a majority of the ship, that do not need a wheelchair, if I wave it and I come in and I'm ready to go use the bathroom, why do I have to stand there and wait? And even if you try to tussle back and push it, it opens again. What's that about? It's no sensor in there that says, all right, she's trying to close the door. Let's move on. And I wave, I come in, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. So I wave again and it opens. So I'm like, okay, I guess the wave is just to open, not to close. So I'm like, maybe you gotta close it manually. So I push the door open. I'm pushing, it's pushing back. Now me and the door are tussling. At the Lido Day, me and the door, me and the touchless door are going back. This is specific to the Mardi Gras because they do typically hit the ports of Amber Cove, Turks and Caicos, Nassau, Bahamas. I think everybody hit Nassau, Bahamas. I want to talk about my excursions. I had the best time during my excursions, and I normally don't book an excursion through Carnival, but this is actually my first time booking through Carnival. And so when I was in Amber Cove, I did, you know, a mega truck culture with lunch. It was really fun. We got a chance to see like the authentic side of DR. We got to see the kids. We got to eat a nice, well-prepared lunch. It was really amazing. I got to meet some people. We got to go back to like their plantation farm where they, you know, grow all these natural things in DR. You know, the cocoa, you make that add on to their livelihood, like true and unique to DR. I really appreciated seeing that process, seeing these different things, and also the people I met on my excursions. There were two ladies in particular. Shout out to Elizabeth City, North Carolina. I seen them on both of my excursions actually. So my first one, like I just mentioned, was the Amber Cove, and then the one in Turks and Caicos was actually a rum tasting. It was a mixology. It was like a party bus. There was a lot going on. It was nice music. We had a tour guide. We got to go see some good beaches. We had a chance to stop and get some food. And also we were at Governor's Beach in Turks and Caicos, which is not too far from the port if you just want to go on your own, really. Now, Turks and Caicos, the drinks were flowing, so, you know, y'all seen it. Y'all seen it. I was over there trying to play volleyball. I was over there falling. Like, I had the time of my life. Really like that part of it. Another thing, as far as excursions, and Nassau, I didn't have an excursion necessarily, but I did go to Junkanoo Beach. So if you guys haven't watched that vlog, you can go watch that vlog to see exactly like how you get to Junkanoo Beach. It's a free public beach in Nassau. So I know a lot of people usually go to Senior Frogs. That's a good alternative. I think I'm gonna go there for my cruise in December. I wanted to add on, I love our cruise director, the Flying Scotsman. Look, him in his skirt or kilt, or what's the name of it? I love his energy. I love that he was very personal. I've seen on these solo trips doing my thing, I love when people speak to me or, you know, just hey or whatever. And so to see him around the ship was just super dope. Like I seen him a couple times. I kept seeing him. Like, hey, he's like, hey, how are you today? Like, oh, he kept seeing me, you know, around day 3. He's like, are you okay? You doing well? And I just love his energy. I love that he kept it going. And you know, he hosted a few of the shows like Family Feud, and he was pretty funny. And I really just appreciate cruise directors like that. I don't expect much out of cruise directors, but someone that's gonna like curate the fun, someone that's gonna like spice up the time, someone that's unique to the experience. So I do want to give some last minute tips on just embarkation day. If you guys seen in my vlog, it was packed. Like I said, we were at full capacity. So for this particular ship, I would definitely get there early as you can get. Early as possible, get there and get there on time. I think what was so frustrating about embarkation day is that they did not care about your check-in time. Keep planning for the amount of people, or like I said, I don't know if this was the most people they've ever had, but I think definitely moving forward, if they're gonna sail at full capacity, they need to take in consideration that there's a lot of people and you need to get these people fast. I remember in my pre-cruise video when I was on my way to Jacksonville, I mentioned Verifly. Verifly didn't help at all. In that app, you were actually uploading all your documents that you would show during embarkation day when you get to the terminal. You know, your vaccination card, your passport, your birth certificate if you don't have one, or you know, your ID identification stuff, your negative COVID test, all these things you're showing at the terminal. So Verifly basically verified all your documents and gave you a ready to sail go, right? And what was so frustrating is that I had Verifly and they said, whoever had Verifly, have your app open. I had the app open and still had to show my passport and still had to show my vaccination card. Now make it make sense, people. I definitely recommend, I think the Mardi Gras only does 7-day sailings, but I would definitely say you have to sail for 7 days. I don't think they do short cruises. If you want to get the full experience of the Mardi Gras, it has to be 7 days. So I think they only do 7-day sailings if I'm correct. Yeah, so that's all I have for you guys today. If I missed anything, I will definitely comment down below and pin my comments on what I missed. I definitely will let you guys know if I forgot anything, but I definitely got the main points that I wanted to hit for this review. The Mardi Gras is definitely a go. Don't ever second guess about the Mardi Gras. Don't, you know, you can look at reviews. I would definitely say look at reviews, especially look at this review. It's a lot of things I didn't get to see, so I definitely want to go back on. I did not ride the roller coaster, guys. I did not ride the roller coaster. I did not do the mini golf. I suck, okay? I need to do better. So I'm definitely gonna go back on. But that is the end of this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I want you guys to make sure that you subscribe. If you want more cruising content, if you want more travel content, if you want more just my daily life, let me know, okay? But I need you to hit that subscribe button. I'm on the road to 1K, okay? I appreciate all the love I've been receiving, all the feedback I've been getting on my vlogs, and I really do look at these comments. I respond to these comments, and if you guys have any questions about anything, please comment down below. I will definitely answer. I'm just like a business though, give me 48 hours. Thank you for watching this video. Please like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel, or just let me know. Put a heart in the chat. I love hearts. I send everyone love, and I'll see you guys in the next video.